Hi everyone, I'm Amy from the Cauldron, and in today's episode of Vlogmas I'm going to be dyeing this skein of cotton embroidery floss. It's 10 metres and I want to dye it icy blue. I've picked out most of my fibre reactive blues. I've got Mermaid's Dream, Blue Violet, Mum Jeans, Turquoise, and finally Wedgwood Blue. This is almost all of my fibre reactive blues. I need fibre reactive because this is a plant-based fibre. I've got my mask on, I've got my gloves on, I've got my surface protected here, and I want to make this a nice sort of icy blue. I'm just thinking about the best way of going about this. Because there's so little to actually dye here, I'm not going to take a pinch, like I would do if I was dyeing yarn. I'm just going to put my fingers in, and now I've got some dusting on my fingers. I'm just going to rub my fingers together like this to get some of that blue off. I think this will work. Yeah, I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. There's actually quite a lot of dye left on my fingers. I have here some more floss. I think this is another 10 metres. Not entirely sure, but I'm going to use this floss to wipe my fingers on. That way I'm not wasting all that beautiful dye that was on my fingers. There we go. And put that down there. Wash my hands. Now I need to make sure my hands are completely dry before I go into the next one, which is turquoise. Again, I've just taken put my fingers in, rub them together, and now I'm just going to rub them over the floss like this, hoping it will be enough. Not actually getting much of the turquoise out this time, so I'm going to go in for a second. There we go. There we go, that's looking good. That's a really nice blue. And again, I've got loads on my fingers, so I'm just going to rub it all off onto this skein. Maybe I'm going to need another skein because this is quite a lot of dye on here already. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, this is going just as well as I expected it to. If you've watched any of my dyeing videos, you'll see that I kind of fly by the seat of my pants quite a lot in these episodes. Right, I've got another skein of floss that I'm going to use to rub my hands on. And it's already, that turquoise is a beautiful colour, but boy does it spread. Right, my hands are nice and dry, I hope. I'm thinking I'm going to go into the Wedgwood blue for this last little section. Again, just getting a little bit of dye on my fingers and then just rubbing it over like this. There'll be some patches like over here where there's a lot more dye, and other patches where there won't be quite so much. There we go. Those two extra skeins look really good. I'm just going to put those out the way for a sec. Put my lid back on my dye. I don't think I'm going to go into Mermaid's Dream or Blue Violet. Now, I'm just going to see if I can take a peek underneath. That turquoise has certainly moved through. Let's have a look. Might need to go back into, which one was it? Which one was the first one I used? Was it Mum Jeans? Oh gosh, I cannot remember. And this was only a couple of minutes ago. Did I use Wedgwood Blue twice? Well, welcome to the chaos that is my dyeing. Well, I quite like the way this looks as is. You can see in the in what I am now thinking is blue violet, is Wedgwood Blue both times. You can see there are some little specks of yellow and pink, which is where the dye has broken into the colours it's made of. That's enough dye on this. I'm not sure if it's going to be quite the icy blue I was hoping for, but it is what it is. It's going to be a pretty blue anyway. Now, because these are all cotton, they just need time. They've all been soaking in soda ash and they've got the correct dyes, and now they just need time. So I'm going to leave these out of the way for a couple of days and then we'll come back to wash them.
Okay, this blue floss has been sitting out for a couple of days now. So let's wash it. Okay, there's no dye on that piece of cling film, which I'm happy about. However, it does look like there is some dye on this piece of cling film. Again, that's not to worry. That is to be expected when doing this type of dyeing. Now, because this is cotton, and the dyes that you use with cotton, they don't exhaust the same way that dyes do with animal fibres. So there will be some runoff. And these blues particularly can be pretty bad bleeders. This is just cold tap water. Just going to get off that excess amount first of all. Yeah, see already it's not so bad. And now what I'm going to do, I've seen this, a few dyers do this, and I really don't know if it works or how it affects the washing process, but I'm just going to pour some hot, this kettle just recently boiled water onto, actually, let me put the plug in so it doesn't move around. I'm going to pour this hot water on the floss, and this apparently helps to get out any excess dye. I honestly don't know if it does work. Well, it does get out the dye, as you can see there is dye in this water now, but I don't know if it speeds up the process or helps helps the dye set to the fibre. I don't know, but I haven't actually noticed any negative effect of doing this. So I'm going to keep doing it until someone tells me no or I notice damage. So there we go. And now the best way that I have found to wash floss, well, wash all animal-based fibres, is to get a pot of cold soapy water and just dump it in there and leave it. And I'll change this water every, I don't know, every half an hour, overnight. And I'll change it periodically until the water's clear. Now, because these are blues, it's going to take a little while because blues are quite temperamental like this. But it does make my washing process a lot easier. And here are the 3 finished skeins of floss. Now, if we have a look at this one first, this is the one that I speckled on. Unwind it like this. You can see here the beautiful speckles, and one thing I love about working with fibre reactive dyes on plant-based fibres is that they split into the colours they're made of. So you can see, even though I didn't use pinks and yellows, you can see little pops of pink and pops of yellow throughout this lovely speckled area. I think it's fun and I love it. And then we've got here, this is, I think this must be where I use the turquoise, and that just spreads out like anything. But again, I think that looks great, and it's a really nice contrast to the speckles. So in the same skein, I think that's going to work really, really well. And then we've got these 2 extras that I use to wipe my fingers on and wipe up the surface. And again, you can see there are little specks of yellow, little specks of pink. Not so much on this one. There's more solid colours on this, but there are tiny little speckles all throughout them. And this one, I really, really like this one because there's still some little bits of white coming through, which I think looks really icy and sort of adds to the icy look of it all, makes it quite sort of glacial almost. And this I just think is a beautiful, beautiful blue with some sort of hints of purple throughout, and yeah, it's just fun and I love it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Vlogmas. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do please click like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you've got notifications turned on so you don't miss any new videos. I am publishing a video every day from the 1st to the 24th of December in my Vlogmas series. If you're enjoying my dyeing videos, I have a weekly dyeing series called Dye Time, where I publish a new dyeing video every Monday around about 6 PM UK time. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of Vlogmas. Thank you so much for watching.